Why this story matters. This uplifting update focuses on solutions rather than problems, and that's worth paying attention to. Quick summary. This story highlights recent developments related to pizzas, showing how constructive action can lead to meaningful results. Presbyterian churches in Pittsburgh cancelled $14 million in medical debt for their neighbors' congregants at more than 100 Presbyterian churches in the Pittsburgh area donated nearly $5,000 to cancel more than $14 million in medical debt for an estimated 12,500 Allegheny County residents. The campaign was organized with Undue Medical Debt, which buys medical debts for pennies on the dollar, so each dollar donated can erase more than 100 in debt. Would you like to read more good news about pizzas, churches, and teachers?
Recipients of the debt relief will receive a letter in the mail informing them their debt has been cleared.
Why is this good news? An estimated 600,000 Pennsylvania residents have outstanding medical debt, with an average amount of $1,000. Medical debt is one of the leading causes of bankruptcy, and these churches just brought immense relief to thousands of their neighbors. You may also like, after his wife died, he raised $1 to honor her dying wish, clearing the medical debt of strangers. How are we going to survive 2026? Here's what 3 therapists recommend. Ghana Gals Group fosters community, builds empathy, and combats loneliness among high schoolers and seniors with hundreds of chapters nationwide. Glamour Gals members visit assisted living facilities to do makeup, nails, and crafts with the residents, but it's a means to an end. The group's real aim is to combat social isolation, foster empathy, and build communication skills, and the benefits go both ways. As one chapter president said, "I want to understand their experience. I want to talk to them and listen to what they have to say. That's what we're here for." A Chinese energy company created the world's first fully recyclable carbon fiber wind turbine blade. China's Mingyang Smart Energy just unveiled the world's first fully recyclable carbon fiber wind turbine blade, a development that could bring the wind industry closer to a carbon-neutral, waste-free future. The 110-meter blade is made of recyclable carbon fiber pultruded panels that are both strong and lightweight, and the carbon fiber can be completely recovered and reused. Conventional wind turbine blades are currently difficult to recycle because their resin and fiber makeup are permanently bonded when they are manufactured. You may also like global efforts to repurpose wind turbine blades lead to innovative designs. This mammal vanished from a high nearly 200 years ago. Trial cameras just captured footage of its study finds that putting solar panels on land currently used to grow biofuels would produce enough electricity for all cars and trucks to go electric globally. The world dedicates an estimated 32 million hectares of land, about the size of Germany, Poland, or Italy, exclusively to grow crops to produce biofuels, and it's projected to increase. What if we were to put solar panels on that land? It would produce roughly 32,000 terawatt-hours of electricity each year. For context, the world generated 15 terawatt-hours of electricity in all of 2024, which means just putting solar panels on these 30 million hectares of land could produce enough electricity for current global demand. Going a step further, the researchers found that if all the world's cars and trucks were electric, the solar energy alone could power all of them. A Minneapolis pizza joint is delivering free food to vulnerable families amid the ICE crackdown as the Trump administration's immigration and customs enforcement crackdown ramps up across Minnesota, especially following the deadly shooting of a bystander named Renee Nicole Good last week. Locals are rallying to support their neighbors. Rectangle Pizza launched a Buy a Pizza, Give a Pizza to a Family in Need deal to support their vulnerable community members. In just a few short days, they received $18,000 in donations to support their efforts. Along with the donations, the local chain sold 2,200 pizzas between Thursday and Sunday and said, "We couldn't be more stunned or grateful." Why is this good news?
Rectangle's co-owner said that nearly every local restaurant in their area has been negatively impacted by the presence of ICE, with so many afraid to leave their homes or go to work. Not only are these local businesses caring for people with a warm meal, but they are keeping the spirit of community alive.
This Bronx teacher received $25,000 for teaching excellence. Then he gave it all away. New study reveals that 1,300 new species have been added to the global mammal count. According to a new study, the number of living mammal species has increased by 20 since 2005, meaning that more than 1,300 new species have been added to the scientific record. The increase also indicates an overall improvement in our understanding of how global mammals interact with their environments. As the lead researcher puts it, of those new species, 875 were newly described, and 774 were splits or offshoots of what was originally thought to be a single species. In a major milestone, 70 of cancer patients in the US now survive at least 5 years after diagnosis. The US just reached a major new milestone in the fight against cancer, with 7 in 10 people now surviving at least 5 years after diagnosis, up from just half in the 1970s and 60s in the mid-90s. Cancer survival rates are measured at the 5-year benchmark since the risk of certain cancers returning declines significantly if they haven't come back within that time. The American Cancer Society credits improved treatment options, earlier detection, and more with their historic achievement, estimating that 4.8 million cancer deaths were prevented from 1969 to 2021. What's the news? A major reason we're celebrating this progress is all the research and funding that's been invested in prevention, detection, and treatment, and federal funding cuts to cancer research down 31 in the first 5 months of